Hi everyone. Tonight I have with me Dana Forrester, and Dana is battling the trials and tribulations of being transgender. So we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty of living the life of a transgender. But firstly, I'll ask Dana, what is a transgender? Because a lot of people they get a bit mixed up with different tags and things like that. They might say, oh, is it someone that's gay? Is it someone that's had a sex change? So let my viewers know exactly what a transgender is.
Well, a transgender person is a person that is born of male, but identifies himself as being female. So you're basically a woman in a man's body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long has this been happening for you?
I was aware of it from around the age of 7.
So 7 years of age. So at 7 you would, go and, how would you get dressed up? Like, whose clothes would you...
I used to pinch my sister's clothes.
So you had an older sister or a younger sister?
Yes, older sister. She's 14 months older than me. And, I used to pinch her clothes and stuff that she was unaware of, when Mum and Dad wasn't around and stuff like that.
So she never knew?
No.
No one ever knew?
No.
So how did that make you feel, like having to hide that?
It was a total life of turmoil.
Did you understand what was happening to you though?
Not really, no. Not for many years until as time went by, it was always there, and I always, even as I said, I've been married twice, and I got involved with, I had tried to live both lives of I had private time, that was the girl time,
So, okay, well let's go back there. So you've said that you've been married twice, so you obviously wanted to live a life of husband and wife, so to speak, male and female.
Yes.
And that's where you're at. You're not gay, that's not what it's about.
No.
It's just that you have this inner desire to be a woman.
Yes.
And even though...
what it was all about and everything, that I had this incredible female desire. She didn't want to know about it. Yeah, within 2 weeks she was gone out the door. Gone. Never seen her
Did you
again.
have children or anything?
No, never had children.
Never had children?
No.
Okay, so second wife, how did that happen then?
Second wife, that was me trying to be and bury my female side. It was very powerful in those days. I was only 28, 30, I think, something like that, roughly. And I had been living on my own for a long time, and I was living quite a lot as a female, and I was so confused in my mind that I didn't know which way to go, to develop more the woman or to be more the man. So it was a case of I went, okay, society wants me to be a man, so I threw everything away. I met up with this woman, got involved with her, and it sort of didn't bother me for a while, but it was only probably about 6 months into the marriage and all the thoughts and everything started again, and so I just started buying clothes again, which I hid in the house, and the same story, she found the clothes again, and it destroyed the marriage again.
So she was, neither of them were accepting of the situation.
No.
And not even willing to understand it.
No.
That is really sad.
Yes.
That is very, very sad.
Yes.
I don't know how I would react either, but I'd certainly be more like on the lines of an understanding situation where perhaps you need help to get through it, or what can we do, that way.
Well, where I originally came from was very difficult, being a small country town that I was brought up in. The internet didn't exist when I was young. I knew little about being transgender until I started to research and look into things of why I had these feelings and why I couldn't get rid of these feelings no matter what I did in life. And so I started to research things, and that really didn't start to happen until I moved to Newcastle.
Did you go to a doctor or anything and talk to a doctor about it? Like, did you think to do that?
Yeah, I've tried to talk to doctors. Had tried to talk to doctors in my old hometown, and they didn't want to know about it and didn't understand it. And we're talking back in the 70s and late 60s, 70s sort of stuff. And it was fairly unrecognised in those days, very unrecognised really. So as far as like now, it's much more recognised, and transgender people have a lot more comfort in society these days to what they had in those days. It was just it was seen to be a rare thing.
Or hidden. I mean, people...
It wasn't rare, it was totally hidden.
Yes.
Totally hidden.
So, the one thing that I find really astonishing is that your occupation is a mechanic. Mm-hmm. Which is so masculine.
Yes, I know.
Like, how did that happen?
Well, I have a passion for cars, big time, always have.
Yes.
Right from when I was very young, and got involved in the auto industry. Still work in it to this day.
Oh, I hear you're the best mechanic ever, by the way. So, when you go to work, do you go to work as a female?
No, I go as a guy, but it's never 100% female. My nails are always done, my eyebrows are always done. Quite often I wear a bit of mascara as well.
I love it. I love it. So do people say anything to you? Like, what about your workmates?
There's a couple of guys in the workshop, are a bit sus with me, but as a general rule, I have beautiful people that I work with.
Oh, that is so fantastic, isn't it?
They just accept me,
Yeah.
and don't have a problem with it.
And that's the way it should be.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's other transgender people out there that are living a life of hell and trying to cover up. And, how about it's about time now? You just take it on board as 100% and just get out there and not be worrying about what people think about you anymore. I know.
Well, that's what I do these days.
Well, I guess you have to. I guess you have to get to that point, don't you?
Absolutely, because there's suicide rate amongst transgenders people is just dramatically horrible, because they don't know how to go about it, and they search it online, they'll find there's a lot of societies that can help them, etc., etc. Talk to your doctor. Now that society is much more understanding of transgender from when I was young. It's much easier for people to learn about it and know about it and support it. And I've watched quite a few brilliant documentaries where there's kids accepted in school as transgender now. So
now I find that astonishing. I just think that is just, in a wonderful way, because I think, the parent must know.
Yes.
Did your parents know?
They did, and they never discussed it with me. When I came out to my mother, my father died young, unfortunately, and they had a discussion about me, but never discussed it with me.
So they knew.
Didn't know how to approach it. Yeah.
Ah, so
when I first came out to my mum that this is how I am, she said, we knew that there was something always different about you, but we didn't know how to approach it. That her and Dad had the conversation about me, because they had found clothing of mine around the house as well, and they didn't know how to approach it, and so this conversation never got discussed. So
you mentioned that you've got an older sister.
Yes.
And that's who you borrowed the clothes from.
Yeah.
And she didn't know anything either.
No.
So how did
Not in those days.
She knows now, obviously.
Oh, she knows now, yeah.
Yeah, and how does she feel about it now?
Oh,
she wants to borrow your clothes, right?
Yeah. No, not really. I don't know. My sister seems to be a little bit funny about it, to be honest.
Oh.
Which is a little bit misunderstand. I find hard to understand for the simple reason her son is gay. And yeah.
So her son is gay, but she doesn't accept your situation.
No. As soon as I talk anything about the many wonderful times that I have these days, she just doesn't want to know about it. Changes the subject instantly.
And what about your mum?
My mum embraces it.
Oh, that is so beautiful, isn't it?
She embraces it. She has been absolutely wonderful. And we've even been girly shopping together.
Oh, that's so awesome! Oh, God, that's awesome! That's wonderful.
And she sometimes gives me clothes. Oh, do you like this? Yeah, you like that? Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's
it's just beautiful. Yeah. My mum is absolute gold. I can't believe how wonderful she has been with it all. And
so you obviously spoke about it in the beginning, like when it all kind of come to a head.
Yeah.
You spoke about it and she was accepting of it and you got it out. So I guess in a way, like one thing that I would say to the viewers is that, I feel that it's really important that, that you talk to your child about it. Do you think that that's a good thing?
Absolutely.
That if you suspect anything, or
absolutely.
that there are, you find clothes laying around the house that don't belong to you, that, or makeup or anything like that, that it's a good thing that you actually go and talk to your child about that, and give them an easier way in.
Well, there's an enormous amount of help available too for transgender people, whether you be a transgender child now, and there's also some issues happening about it where some people are opposed to it. We shouldn't allow transgender people in school and kids in school and stuff. And no, we're the same as every other human being. We didn't ask to be born this way.
That's right.
And it's totally, baby, I was born this way, as the song says, because it's a hormonal thing that's like, it happens when the chromosomes mix up and everything, you get more of one and everything. And I've had the test done, the whole bit,
So you've got your medical explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But, let's just look at some situations that you were telling me about, like the fact that people have actually graffitied your car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did that make you feel?
Oh, it puts me down, definitely. And that's the thing, like, over the years, I've had to totally re-educate my mind to be able to ignore all that type of stuff. Yeah, it hurts like hell. Absolutely hurts like hell. And, it makes me extremely angry. But I'm a totally non-violent person and I move on.
You've got a great attitude towards it.
Yeah,
put
it behind me and move on. Because those that can't accept me for the person I am today, well, sorry, it's their problem. Because,
and it is their problem.
Yeah, because I have many, many friends that will cement my words and say that I'm a beautiful person and they love me. They really do. I have lots and lots of friends on Facebook and everybody loves me every time I put a post on when I'm going out or something. You get all these likes and everything,
So,
from friends and comments and everything. It's just
so if someone wanted to contact you through Facebook, would you be willing to talk to people?
Oh, absolutely.
So they would look up...
I would love to offer as many people as I can my assistance and guidance as much as I know about being a transgender person and living the life of a transgender person, and help them transition if necessary.
So if they contacted you through On the Couch with Kelly, they can see your interview and they can ask questions in that later once we post it up, and you'd be happy to respond?
Not a problem.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Not
there
a
are
problem.
also a lot of organisations nationally that are for transgender people. So you can just look up, you just go on the internet, is that what you do, and just Google transgender?
Google transgender and there is heaps of sites come up.
Okay, and organisations that can help.
Yep.
And we've got ACON in Newcastle, New South Wales.
Yes, ACON in New South Wales, Newcastle, ACON is a support for the whole gay community and transgender, and because transgender people are part of the LGBTI community.
Wow, that's a lot.
Which, it's a big mouthful. It's even got more now. It's LGBTIQ now.
Wow. So, there are a lot of people that are transgender that you hang out with? Like you've got a group that you go out with?
No, I don't have a group I go out with. I know some transgender people that I occasionally meet up with and go out, but as a general rule, they don't tend to get out too much, which is sad because I do. I go out into the real world as I am.
Why do you think that they kind of don't go out much?
Fear of rejection from society, and that's where I have learnt over the time, and it was a matter of I re-educated my mind by a lot of self-development books. I became very heavily involved with spirituality, which is not religion, power of the universe, etc. And about moving energies between people, and I done some classes back in Lithgow before I moved here, and that helped me enormously to be able to come to grips with the whole situation. And a lot of self-development books And
So what would be your favourite book? Like, what would be,
Oh.
what's a book that you felt has done the most for you?
a book by Susan Jeffers
Yeah.
called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
And
Okay, because I mean, we have a lot of guests that they always refer a book, you know, normally. So, okay, so let's look that one up if you're interested. And I know there's lots of great bookshops and that you can go on the internet and order them. So, Susan Jeffers.
Susan Jeffers.
Yeah.
Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
That's it.
Okay, well that sounds great. The title just sounds
Oh,
fabulous.
and that's what the book's called. And all the way through she relates about that. There's a lot of life stories of people that have had a lot of dramas in their life. Like there's one story I remember particularly out of the book where this woman had not been out of her own home for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, she had so much fear inside her and so much negativity.
That's so sad.
Yeah, she got everybody that she knew in her life to go and buy her shopping, do absolutely everything. Yeah, and
I mean, so easily you could have become that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of the fear, but
I've lived it.
But I mean, the thing is, you had to go to work, and
yes.
Do you think that that's what saved you a lot of the time too? The fact that you had to go to work and earn the living to keep going. Do you think?
Well, yeah, possibly may have saved me in one respect, but there on the other token, it was also hard because a lot of people in the workplace, in many places I have worked in the past, have not accepted me. Like the workplace I'm in now, you know, like they don't have a problem with me at work. Yeah, we had a couple of guys in the workshop that are opposed of me, but I don't bother about it. And I don't work as a mechanic anymore. I'm actually the cleaner in the place now. And so I get around. We have 3 sites that I do all the cleaning for, and everybody at every site doesn't have a problem with me. And out of I think there's around 45, 50 employees in the whole lot, there's probably 3 that.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is really quite awesome.
That is awesome.
That's great. I mean, that'd make your life so much easier, the fact that you didn't have to face people like that with that situation.
Well, our work Christmas party, I did the whole Dana thing, you know, went to the work Christmas party, and we had an absolute ball, and like everyone was just so appreciative of me. And we were owned by a big company in Sydney, and we had a couple of the big bosses come up from Sydney, and they just were totally accepting of me. It didn't bother, and we just.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was. It was a great night. You know?
So when you go out as Dana.
Yes, every weekend.
Every weekend. I'll look out for it, all right?
Yeah, I'm a party animal badly.
You got a lot of time to make up for, you know.
Well, that's it. Like, I'm 60 in April.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, 60. Woo.
Yeah.
Baby.
And I didn't come out fully until I was 38-year-old, so it's like only 22 years. And I feel at times I've missed out on 38 years of my life.
Yes.
You know, those first 38 years were absolute hell, without a doubt.
Well, I just can't even imagine. I mean, it's just totally crazy. But I do want to talk about a situation because I really want to honour an organisation here for being so welcoming to Dana. Now, I believe that there's a club that you go to, and when you actually go into a club, like as we all know, like we go into a club, we have to give them our driver's licence, and they say, "Oh, hi, Kelly," or you know, whatever your name is at the time. And there was a particular club that you went to, and they called you into the office, did they not, to give you a new membership card?
That's right.
With Dana on it.
That's right.
That is just amazing.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to see you embarrassed, like you've been embarrassed every single time you've gone there.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to see that happen to you anymore.
Yeah.
So they decided to give you a new membership card with Dana on it.
That's right.
So gone is the old name.
Yep.
You're now Dana.
Yes.
In their eyes, and you don't have to be embarrassed any other time you go there.
No.
So let's name them because I think we should honour them What club was it?
Mayfield Mex Club.
Mayfield Mex Club in New South Wales, Australia.
Yeah.
So good on you. If there's anyone watching from that club, I honour you for being so, what's the word? So loving and
Accepting.
Accepting, like it's just a
They
wonderful
have been,
thing.
They have been beautiful there. They really have. I'm the only transgender person that goes to the club, and it's a very family orientated thing. They have a large restaurant that's, families having their dinner on a Friday and Saturday night, and I often go up there every Saturday night for starters for the night.
Starters.
Yeah.
That's not where you finish.
No, I can end up anywhere.
I think we should take this show on the road.
I go up there and I have a couple of drinks and dinner, and then come home, and sometimes, I might change, but often I don't, just, ring up taxi, go down to my favourite pubs in town, and 2 pubs that I go to, but it doesn't bother, I don't care anymore, I just go anywhere I feel like going.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, because I totally love who I am these days, I'm comfortable with who I am, and I've put myself in many situations that a lot of transgender people would not.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've come out on top.
Yes, and come out on top, and the situations I've put myself in, the little clubs that I've been to out in the middle of nowhere where you would think that you would strike a lot of opposition, they're all, I've had clubs where I've walked into and the whole club has gone quiet. Oh my
what
God, what have we got here,
Well, you don't have to worry about that at the Mex Club at Mayfield in New South Wales, Australia.
No, definitely
because you've
not.
got your new membership with Dana on it, and you can go in feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, look, that is just so awesome.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm just so inspired by you.
Thank you.
It's just amazing. So, and you're just so positive about the whole thing, which I find just so wonderful. So every night when I interview someone, I ask them to look into the camera and imagine that you're speaking to someone that's lived a life similar to you. What words of inspiration or hope would you give them to keep going?
Yeah, well, the first thing would be to seek help through the groups, the many wonderful transgender support groups that are out there these days. And there's quite a lot of them. You Google transgender and you'll find that there's many sites that you can look into that will give you the help for that. And one of the most important things I found was the best thing for my life anyhow, was to get hold of my negative mind and put it to bed as much as I could through self-development books, which one I mentioned previously. So that you can get your own head around and be happy with who you are as a person inside. And once you become happy as a person that you are and you learn to love yourself, that's when you can go into the world without fear.
It's fantastic. Beautiful.
And
Thank
that's
you, Dana.
exactly what I do. Yeah.
It's just amazing, and I really do hope that this does help someone out there. Like, if you're watching and perhaps you've been living this hell yourself in your own world, that there is help out there. And I know I say that every week, but there are organisations out there to help all of you, no matter what the situation is. And it is about, really loving yourself and accepting of yourself. But if you've got someone in your family that's a transgender, accept them for who they are, because they are still that person, no matter what, So no matter what in life, do not give up. No matter what, don't give up. Know that you're going to be okay. And each and every week I have the most amazing correspondence from my viewers saying they love the show, and every single week I want to say thank you to some of them. So hopefully one week I'll be able to say thank you to you. Obviously I can't thank all of you, at the end of the show. I'll be here for weeks. So tonight I'm going to say thank you, Cherie Walsh. Thank you, Kat Smith, for joining me. Lyndall Dixon, thank you so much. And Leanne Mundy, thank you very much for watching tonight's show. Frank Day, well, Frank's recovering from surgery, so Thank you very much, Frank. You know, I wish you all the luck for your next lot of surgery too, and I hope it all goes well. Sophia Advanister, Joanne Haskew, Michelle King, thank you so much. Vicky Jane Streetfield, Natalie Louise, thank you. Jackie Saunders, thank you so much. And Debbie O'Donoghue, thank you so much for joining in too. Gavin Scott, thank you. Corinna Dendel, Denise Martin, thank you so much for watching tonight's show. Deb Banfield and Glenn Johnson. Thank you, Glenn. So lovely of you to join in. And thank you, everyone, for, you know, just the wonderful support that you give me each and every week. I thank you so much. And we should have some good news very soon to share with all of you. So tonight I'll say good night. And if you do see anyone out there, or you meet someone that's has a situation as Dana has had, you know, be accepting of it. Be loving and accepting. They are still the same people. They still have the same heart. They've got the same blood running through their veins.